This is a fourth stimulus check and stimulus program update. I have a lot of important info to share with you in this video. I'll give you the latest details regarding the fourth stimulus check, and three new bills have just been introduced. One is to lower the price of drugs, the second is to give free college to Americans, and the third is to revamp the entire Social Security program. Then we'll talk about the increase in monthly pay for Social Security recipients. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. I hope you're having a great day. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, then hit the like button down below. Really interesting story I want to start off with. So Pfizer identifies counterfeit COVID-19 vaccine in Mexico and Poland and warns of an increase in fraud. So they have no idea how this happened, but the vials were filled with a cosmetic product in Mexico and Poland. They're investigating how it happened. Let me know down in the comments below. Do you think this will happen in the US, or is the US more regulated compared to other countries? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. Let's get into the infrastructure bill and the American Families Plan and what's going to be in it. So I want to clear up some confusion first. There's a lot of different bills and proposals. I just want to take 15 seconds to update you on what's going on. So we have the infrastructure bill, and it's comprised of two parts. We have the American Families Plan, which is the second part, but the first part was the American Jobs Plan. This is where all the money is laid out here. It's supposed to be infrastructure, but Democrats have kind of tweaked the term of infrastructure. Now it's care infrastructure, human infrastructure. But if we look at this pink section right here, this is the traditional infrastructure: highways, bridges, roads. And then if you want, you could pause the screen and see where all the money is going to in other areas. So that is the first part of the infrastructure plan, the American Jobs Plan. Second is the American Families Plan, which is going to have more social programs, stimulus programs, could have the fourth stimulus check. I'm going to go over all those different bills and proposals in a moment. What some of the other things that we may know that is in it is going to be money for childcare, universal pre-kindergarten, paid family leave, and free community college. So that's what we think is in it. We don't know for sure. It's going to be unveiled next week. Another thing that may be in it that has been spoken about is extending the enhanced child tax credit. So this is the $250 a month or $300 a month credit that you'll get on a monthly basis starting in July, and they want to extend this until 2025. So this, I think, will help out a lot of families over the next 4 years. Next, I'm going to go over all the different bills that have been introduced that may be included in the infrastructure plan. We don't know for sure, but as soon as the American Family Plan comes out, I'll definitely update you on exactly what's in it. First one is, as of yesterday, the House Democrats unveiled a drug pricing measure ahead of the Biden package. So what we're going to see now over the next few days is a lot of different bills introduced, and they're probably just testing out the waters, see what the public likes, what they don't like, and then they're probably going to include it in the actual infrastructure or the American Families Plan. So what Nancy Pelosi said about this is lowering health costs and prescription drug prices for America's families is a top priority of House Democrats with overwhelming bipartisan support among the American people, and we expect it to be part of the American Families Plan, right? So expect it. We don't know for sure if it's going to be in it or if it'll pass as a standalone bill. Next up is Bernie Sanders talking more about the drug prices being lowered.
At the end of the day, everybody in America understands that our infrastructure, our roads and our bridges and our water systems and wastewater plants are falling apart. They need repair. They need to be rebuilt. And in the process, we create millions of good paying jobs in doing that. I think every Democrat understands that. I suspect every Republican understands that. And on top of that, we can create millions more jobs by transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel to energy efficiency and sustainable energy and lead the world in fighting climate change. Furthermore, I happen to believe that when you talk about infrastructure, Wolf, you got to be talking about human infrastructure. You have millions of Americans today who cannot afford to send their kids to college, who cannot afford health care, who are working at starvation wages, who cannot afford child care. We are the wealthiest nation in the history of the world. And we have got to rebuild not only our physical infrastructure, but our human infrastructure. And one way that I think we have got to go forward is we have got to strengthen and expand Medicare. Today, Medicare does not cover dental care, does not cover hearing aids, eyeglasses. And in my view, we have got to understand those are healthcare needs for seniors, and we've got to expand Medicare to do that. And the way we pay for that, Wolf, is by demanding that Medicare negotiate prescription drug prices with the pharmaceutical industry who are ripping us off outrageously. We pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Government can save $450 billion by negotiating drug prices for Medicare. And that's what we got to do. And with that money, we have to expand Medicare to cover dental, eyeglasses, and hearing.
Bernie Sanders brings up some great points about drug prices. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. He put out a tweet a few days ago. This is what it says. Cost to manufacture one vial of insulin is around $6. Cost of one vial of insulin for consumers, and it gives different prices of different countries. So France is $9, Germany $11, Australia and the UK is $7. But then if we look here, $98 for the US, which is a crazy amount of profit. Unless you're getting a piece of that $98, I don't think anybody would agree with those high prices. And it just basically shows how greedy the pharmaceutical companies are. Then he says the American people should not be forced to pay the highest drug prices on the planet for prescription drugs. Let me know what you think about this. And this is just insulin. I'm not talking about all the other drugs, which I think is kind of crazy. So do you agree with lowering the drug prices? Keep it as is. Let me know your thoughts on that. Next, let's talk about the fourth stimulus check. So a fourth stimulus check may be included in the American Families Plan, as well as other federal payments. So this is what we know so far. Over 70 lawmakers are in support of recurring direct payments to Americans. We have about 21 senators in the Senate, or all Democrats, and then around 55 in the House so far. So there's over 70 as of now, and there is a lot of support. There's two different plans going on. We have in the Senate the $2,000 per month monthly checks, and then in the House we have it's $2,000 per month until the pandemic is officially over, until there's no more national emergency, and then for an entire year after the pandemic is over, another $1,000 per month payments there. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Which plan do you agree with? So far, we don't know if this is going to be in the American Families Plan or if it's going to be a standalone bill. And another bill has been introduced regarding Social Security. So this is the bipartisan plan to fix Social Security, and of course, it is drawing criticism as usual. Basically, what this is, it's introduced by Mitt Romney, and what he wants is, well, it's actually called the Trust Act, and it's time to rescue United States trust. And it aims to address the shortfalls faced by Social Security and other federal programs that rely on trust funds that are falling short. Because in terms of Social Security, the trust fund is going to run out in 11 years or by 2032. So they want to reform the whole Social Security program, and then hopefully it could still run in the future. Now, let's talk about the increase in pay for Social Security. This may or may not be part of the American Families Plan or this new Social Security reform. So Social Security increase came up short in 2021. So if you are on Social Security, the COLA adjustment was 1.3% raise, which means that your net monthly increase will be around $15 per month. It's bittersweet, right? It's always good to get a little more money, but when you're promised $200 per month, $15 looks very small, especially campaign promises to get in office. So let's go over that. Chuck Schumer, Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden unveil a plan to increase benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. The plan is to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years. So $4,000, where that number is coming from, is $200 times 12 is $2,400, times 48 is, or times 24 is $4,800 over the course of 2 years. But basically, $200 per month is what they promised. It's also on President Biden's website still, saying what he campaigned on. This is his emergency action plan to save the economy, and some of the things that he promised in order to get in office. Increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month. So hopefully this increase in Social Security will be in the American Families Plan, or at least included into the Trust Act to increase the Social Security pay on a monthly basis, especially since it was promised. Subscribe to the channel if you want the latest news regarding the increase in Social Security, fourth stimulus check, drug price, free college, which I'll go over now, child tax credit, $15,000 homebuyer credit, all of these stimulus programs and social programs that have been promised. I want to cover all these so at least it could put money in your bank account or at least save you money. Subscribe if that type of information interests you. Next, let's talk about another bill that just came out yesterday. It's been a really busy week this week. So Bernie Sanders and Pramila Jayapal introduced a bill to make college free for nearly 80% of Americans. So this bill is going to make community college tuition free for everyone and four-year public colleges tuition free and debt free for students from families making up to $125,000 per year. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Is this a good idea? Should more kids go to college? In my opinion, I think this could be a good solution, but college prices are still way too high and jobs are not guaranteed out of college. There needs to be a totally different system. I don't know what it is yet. I'm not against college. I just don't think it's working the same way as it was maybe a few decades ago. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Bernie Sanders says, in the 21st century, a free public education system that goes from kindergarten through high school is no longer good enough. The time is long overdue to make public colleges and universities tuition free and debt free for working families. Well, I'll keep you updated on this. This may be included in the American Families Plan as well. There's so many different bills and stuff going around. So next, Senate GOP crafts outlines for infrastructure counter proposals. So to counter the $2.2 trillion American Jobs Plan, the Republicans want to have a bill anywhere between $600 and $800 billion, of course, with a lot less stuff in it. They want to focus more on their traditional definition of what infrastructure is, so roads, bridges, highways, as well as broadband and water. That hasn't officially come out yet. When it does, I'll let you know. And of course, the Democrats are rejecting the Republican infrastructure bid. So it seems like it's never going to end. Democrats versus Republicans rejecting each other's counteroffer and counteroffer and counteroffer. But anyways, Democrats are saying that the Republican plan is too anemic, too small, and it is not going to meet the needs of American people. To sum up what a lot of the quotes said, Elizabeth Warren said, the Republican proposal does not meet the moment. It's a far cry from $2.5 trillion. So I'll keep you updated on what happens over the next few days with all these bills and stuff. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. So I'm just going to type in question to search for it. If you want, type the word question and I'll try to answer your question in the next video. So Christy Lynn Lake Erie asks, I feel like I'm the only one who hasn't received the $1,400 check. Can you do an update? I qualify and use the IRS non-filer. So if you haven't received the third $1,400 check yet, let me know. Did the Get My Payment tool say anything? Did it say you were supposed to get a direct deposit, mail check? Regardless, what you could do now is a payment trace. So I mentioned it, let me pull it up really quick for you actually. So a payment trace is basically you call the IRS and you let them know that you want to do a payment trace. Let me see if I could get the number for you. I'm doing this all on the fly. So yeah, right here, a payment trace is 800-919-9835, and you could see what happened with your payment. You could also fill out a form, but I recommend calling. It's probably a lot easier if you could speak to an agent. Basically, to qualify for this, the IRS Get My Payment tool needs to say that your stimulus money was issued, yet it never arrived, or you received a letter from the IRS stating your payment was sent but never received it. If you didn't get either of those two things, then you won't be able to do a payment trace. Next question comes from April Freeman. Sorry if I butchered your name. So does anyone have any information on when the IRS will start releasing income tax returns? I think everybody is really wondering the same question. What's happening with the tax returns? They're backed up even from 2019 tax returns. They're just so swamped. They haven't said that if it's going to come out at all yet. Hopefully it does soon, but yeah, they haven't given a date of when all this is happening. Even people who filed it immediately in February haven't even yet received it. Next, Kimberly Gard asks, can you please help me with renter's assistance? So I recommend checking yesterday's video. I went into more detail about the rental assistance program, where to find those programs. That could definitely help you out and help other people out too. Next question comes from Heather Hart. will I get the child tax credit? I have legal custody of my grandson and he's on SSI. I don't work because of his disability, therefore I don't file taxes. Does anyone know the answer? So Heather, have you ever claimed him on past, have you ever gotten a child tax credit in the past? So you could have gotten $2,000 maybe the year before. If you don't file taxes, maybe you didn't, but I recommend just filing a simple tax return so that the IRS knows that it's in the system that you're claiming him as, is it a him? Yeah, him as your child, or you're the guardian, and then you could get the $250 or $300 a month starting in July. So a small tax return will probably fix that problem. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
This is everyone, sorry. This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you one thing what you can feel. If you really want something, then be a survivor with some juice. Just kidding. Be a survivor and do whatever you want, because that when someone's here for you, you can always use some help. Anyways. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for watching up until this point. If you appreciate these type of updates, hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. I'm putting hours of research every day just so I could give you this information in a really short paced way, because that's the type of information I like. I like seeing the facts and I want to see it fast. Anyways, if you want to watch more videos on my other channels, you could click this video over here. It's on my Wise Sense channel. On that channel, I go over different ways of how to invest money, make money online, make money from home, those type of videos. If that interests you, click this video over here and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.